What's up, everyone? Happy Wednesday. Today we are 30 days out from my first ever competition. I'm so excited. I'm actually a little bit nervous, but what I do whenever I feel nervous is I try to remind myself that the feeling of being nervous and the feeling of being excited actually feels the exact same physically, like in the body. So change my languaging and just tell myself I'm excited. It just will make me feel better. I actually filmed this yesterday and I'm refilming it today because I was in such a different headspace yesterday than today. And so yesterday I was kind of in a bit more of a negative headspace. I guess I was just feeling uncertain or doubtful about my process and if I would be ready in time. And the reason I was nervous about if I'd be ready is I wasn't sure that I was reaching my stage lean fast enough, and mainly because this process hasn't been super grueling for me, and that was making me nervous. I keep anticipating that prep is going to be like this insane experience, and it hasn't really been that way for myself. It's been pretty smooth. I mean, right now I'm doing 4 strength sessions a week, I'm doing 10K steps a day, and I'm only doing 2 30-minute cardio sessions a week. And I thought I'd be doing, cardio 7 days a week for at least 45 minutes. So I know I should be grateful, and I am. I'm happy that it's smooth, especially with a baby. But I still was expecting it to be a lot more intense. And even in my check-in with Scott this week, I kind of said to him, I joked, and I was like, honestly, I feel like I'm sitting on the bench. Like, I'm ready to play. Like, fucking put me in. If you need me to do more, like, I'm capable of so much more. And it's not to disrespect his guidance, but just in case he's taking it easy on me because I'm a first time competitor, I just wanted him to know, like, I've got so much more fuel in the tank. Like, this is nothing for me. Like, let's go. But yeah, we'll see what he says. Yesterday, I was lucky enough to catch up with a friend, Ange, and she was explaining her experiences in prep. She's done quite a few shows. And she said, mindset wise, she's the same. It's never been this grueling thing for her. She's always enjoyed the process. And maybe that's just the way her mind works. And maybe this is the way that my mind works too. Maybe she's also a yoga teacher. So it's like maybe we just have these perspectives, like more stoic perspectives on life. And I don't know, like I just feel like maybe not everything needs to be so difficult. I also saw Alex yesterday for opposing a lesson, which was amazing. And she kind of like laughed at me and called me crazy a bit. She was like, you're so close to being stage ready and you don't want to peak too early. Like the worst thing you could do is peak 4 weeks out. Like you want to be ready on that single day of show. That is your best look, not a week before. And that was really good to hear because I think, yeah, I'm someone who's used to being over prepared or wanting to be prepared early. So after speaking to them yesterday, I definitely feel a little bit better, and I feel like I need to just trust the process and trust my coach. So yeah, trust is really big for me today, and I'm very grateful to have the mindset that I have so far in this process. And actually later on in this video I'll talk about a couple really helpful yoga mindset kind of philosophies that I think do contribute to making this process a bit more easeful for myself. Anyways, this week is exciting. We are in our peak week trial. So today is Wednesday. It's a rest day for me. I do just a bit of active rest. But then tomorrow we are doing a high carb day, and Friday as well. And I guess we assess how I look on Saturday, see what we do then. And then on Sunday, we're pretending that it's like show day and see how my body looks. So I will take you along on that process so that you can see maybe some differences. I'm really bad at noticing a difference from high carb days. I keep seeing all these competitors like posting photos of them being flat, and I'm like, I have no idea. Everyone looks the same to me. I just don't have that detail oriented eye yet, at least from this. But I'm really excited to hopefully notice some changes now that I'm a lower weight. I actually weighed in this morning at a new low at 57.5 kilos, which is very exciting. So I'm hoping to see some nice changes this weekend and understand what it looks like to fill myself out. Anyways, I'm just gonna go get some steps and then finish my last class for the day. I've got some work to do at home. I will see you later this week. So we are on our first high carb day. So just for reference, usually I'm eating 1750 calories on my training days and 1650 on my rest days. But for today and tomorrow, my days are at 2400 calories. So I've got an increase to 350 grams of carbs a day. We're doing that today and tomorrow, seeing how I look on Saturday. So I have to make sure that I'm having 4 liters of water each day. I'm drinking cordial, diet cordial to help me get that there. And I also have to make sure that I'm having about 5 grams of salt, equivalent to like 2000 sodium, is it mg? I don't know. Anyways, the reason I'm thinking of that way rather than the grams of salt is because I have soy sauce in a lot of my meals. So just wanting to make sure that I hit the sodium properly. And the salt and the water play a really big role with the carbs. As we know, water weight is super affected by carbohydrates. So we're trying to fill me out, see how my body looks on Saturday. And if I've like spilt over, or I look a little too full, will be probably dropping some of my water to try to dry that up and see how Sunday looks. And so I'm really interested. It's quite like a scientific kind of experiment to see how my body responds and how we can adapt it to that mock show day. I find high carb days really difficult. I know a lot of people get really excited to eat a good amount of food and it feels good, but for me, like as soon as I eat more, I'm just more hungry. And so I really have to make sure I'm distracting myself, doing work, going for walks, which is tough because my steps are down to only 8K steps. So it is not surprising that I'm going to bring yoga philosophy concepts onto my YouTube. It was only a matter of time before I wanted to speak about them because I've studied yoga philosophy for quite a while. I've been a yoga philosophy teacher since 2018. So for like different teacher trainings in Brisbane, I've taught them. And I love looking at these concepts and applying them in a really practical manner. And so when I first wanted to compete, I knew that prep was going to be such a beautiful environment for me to test and experience all of these different philosophies to help me throughout the process. So probably the first yoga philosophy that helps me the most in this, but really I think if you're someone who has a goal and knows that there's going to be obstacles within these goals, because there always is, the most helpful philosophy for me has been what's called the gunas. The gunas is one of the main philosophies about our mind, and it really explains why we want to cultivate practices of steadiness for our mental health. And so the gunas explain that we have 3 different main mental states. But think about it like the primary colors. Yeah, there's yellow, there's blue, there's red, but those 3 colors make all colors. And it's same with the 3 gunas. There's 3, but they create everything. They create all of our emotions, all of our experiences. And so the first guna is rajas. Rajas is like a fiery type of emotion. It's what's responsible for us to have goals and drive and visions and move, and we want to get on with our day and we're active, but it also causes irritability and frustration. And so these states have a positive and a negative, right? The next one is tamas, and tamas, it's stillness, being able to chill, to be grounded. But if it's imbalanced, it's laziness, it's depression, it's sadness. And then the third one is sattva, and it's harmony, it's peace. But even in excess, it's like needing your environment to be so perfect for you to be happy all the time, right? And so each 3 states are states that we experience in our human life, and they're never going to change. Like we're always going to have ebbs and flows of these 3 different states in their balance and in their imbalance. Like they're going to come good or bad. We're going to always experience them. Even in a single day, you're going to experience them all the time. And it's not about just being that peaceful, harmonious, sattvic state. Like that's beautiful and it's wonderful, but life isn't that. Really, what the philosophy is trying to teach us is that we're human. And so we are going to experience human emotions and experiences. And rather than attaching to needing this perfect environment and this perfect experience to be content, we need to be able to sit with the fact that sometimes we're going to be frustrated and sometimes we're going to be depressed and sometimes we'll feel harmonious. And All three, like, don't even attach to the harmony. Like, yeah, wonderful, love it, but it's going to end, and that's okay. It's going to come back. And so the way that I look at this is like, look at life as three different parts. A third of your life is going to be amazing, and a third of your life is going to be fucking shitty, and a third of your life is probably going to be a little mediocre, a little boring. Like, it's not going to be that exciting, good or bad. It's just bleh, you know? And this is life. And so if you are attached to needing to be happy and wonderful to get anything else done, you're only going to enjoy a third of your life. Where if you can admit that it's normal that a third of your day is going to be probably quite boring, and a third of your day might even piss you off a little bit, stop attaching to it. Get done what needs to get done anyways. And so for me, this philosophy is like everything, because yeah, prep can be hard. But if I wasn't doing prep, would my life be harmonious and wonderful? No. I have a child. I have a job. I have relationships. There's going to be situations that aren't going to be peaceful anyways. So why fixate on the things that are so difficult all the time? Because fixating on that isn't going to change the circumstance, and even obsessing over the good is not going to change the circumstance. The reality is we're going to feel this way our whole life. So just accept the fact that we're feeling negative, or we're feeling down or angry or happy or glad, and just know that in a day it's probably going to change. So it's given me a lot of freedom in, I guess, my expectations, managing my expectations. And so when I have hard days of prep, I still do what I need to do. And if I have a really easy day of prep, I still do what I need to do. Like, we overcomplicate it when we attach to our emotions. Yes, feel it, but do what needs to be done anyways. Okay, so the next and final philosophy that I want to explain, I'm actually not going to go into the whole thing, but I just want to go into a couple parts of it. So the next philosophy that I love that's really applicable to prep is the Koshas. And so the Koshas is this model of reality, and it's this idea that we have 5 different layers of our whole self, but none of them are our full self. They're just pieces. And so in that, the first layer is, of course, this physical body. And it teaches you that you are not just this, you're so much more. And because I really truly believe this, I know that I'll be happy when I'm 10 kilos heavier, and when I'm my real weight, which isn't a build, which is 5 kilos heavier. And it doesn't matter if I'm shredded now, I'm not attached to this, because I know that this is just like a layer. It's just a part of my body. It's not going to make anything in my life any different, because I can tell you right now, other than maybe wearing clothes that I wouldn't usually wear if I was 10 kilos bigger, nothing else has changed. No relationship, no success in life, nothing. So it's like, why attach to something that's so material? A second part within this philosophy is about the mind, and basically saying that one layer is your lower mind and one layer is your higher mind. And so your lower mind is like your ego. It's that really chatty part of your mind that's like addicted to sensory pleasures. So, it's like saying yes to every single treat. It's overeating, overindulging, over watching and scrolling on Instagram. It's just this addictive state, right? And it's really loud. But the higher mind is like your intuitive self, the part of you who like innately knows who you are, that can't be swayed by anything external. And so it's trying to understand how to quiet that lower mind so that you can connect more to your higher mind. And this is where something like meditation, some people are going to be like, ugh, woo woo. Enjoy your life. Meditation helps you connect to your higher mind. And if you don't prioritize your mental health, cool. But for me, it's just a no-brainer to spend just a few minutes a day prioritizing your mind, learning to understand what voice is that lower mind that's easily distracted by external influence, and who is your confident self, and trying to learn who that is. And so within this philosophy as well, it's built so much inner confidence in what I'm doing and who I am, that there's just no external swaying, like even at Christmas, even for Easter, like I'll love to eat some chocolate. That lower mind of mine will be like, damn, that looks really good. but my truth knows what my big goal is, which only I know. And you know your path and you know what you're supposed to be doing. And so stop being distracted by all this external noise and focus on the thing that brings you the most joy. And so that's just my short little spiel on yoga philosophy. I love teaching it. I love thinking about it. I reflect on these things all the time. I think if you're someone who doesn't have a spiritual practice, that's all good. But I mean, like, I look at these things when I teach them from a really practical, religious point of view for people, because I do think that they are so beneficial to our mental health that I wish more people in public understood these concepts. Okay, so from my 3 days of check-in, the first one is my flat day, so after low carb, and then one high carb day, and the final one was for my second high carb day. You can see how much my weight changed. However, also you can notice a little bit of the fullness. I can specifically notice the change from the first day to the second day. My glutes look a lot more full here, but then the third day as well. So today now we have a kind of moderately high carb day to see how I'll look tomorrow, but I'm not going to include that in today's video. We're going to stop it here just to leave a little bit of mystery for the day. So anyways, we are now on a medium kind of carb day. I'm down to 2,000 calories, so not as high as the last 2 days. We'll see how my body turns out for tomorrow for that mock show day. That's where I'm going to leave this video here. I'm just going to go for a nice walk outside and get some steps. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Catch you soon.